I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of our shooting program, and welcome to today's show. We really are happy to have you folks. I tell you what, we're living in strange times, friends. Our country, our rights as gun owners, we as free citizens are facing some of the greatest tribulations that have ever been since this country was founded. I promise you, we're in the middle of some strange times. We are glad to have you. We want to remind you that our program is free to local cable and local TV all over the U.S., even in other countries. We'll be very pleased for you to run our program. There are 3 places left in the show that are clearly marked that you can insert local commercials, or the local cable company, local TV station can insert their own commercials. They can actually make money on our program. We do have a great show for you today. We have some things coming up we're going to be talking about during our program that I think will be very helpful. Certainly, friends, our country, our flag, our very freedom is at stake. You know, essentially, we are educational TV. I was listening to a push for funds for the National Public Radio yesterday, and I promise you, that's what our programming is. Our programming is public broadcasting, because we're trying to get the truth, the message of truth, out to the gun owner and to the regular citizen who may not have guns, may not know much about guns. Well, that's what we are, is educational TV. And I tell you what, friends, it has been quite a struggle. Well, whether you like rifles, or whether you're a shotgun shooter, or maybe you're a cowboy action shooter, maybe you like IPSC guns, handguns of some type, it doesn't matter. The anti-gun people are going to come after your group at some point. We've seen the most action probably against handguns, this ridiculous Brady bill, and that's one of the reasons that we show as many handguns in our program as we do, showing the versatility and what they really will do. But don't worry, we've already seen the assault, so-called assault gun ban. This is a semi-automatic rifle. It is not an assault gun. By the government's own definition, it's not an assault gun. But we've seen the ban on certain variations of these guns, and don't worry, they're going to come after shotguns too. If you're a skeet shooter, maybe you're an upland game hunter. Maybe you think, well, you don't like rifles, you don't like handguns, but you've got your shotgun. Don't worry, friends, it goes bang too, and trust me, they're coming after all these. Your government, the anti-gun people that are influencing government, literally, our situation here is as grave as any since total war, I suppose. So anyway, we do have a great show for you today, and we have something that I hope you'll remember. You know, friends, without you, the concerned voter, the concerned citizen, the citizen willing to stand up for what's right, the red or the white or the blue will not be in place without you. And let's let another shooting show begin. Well, friends, here we are in beautiful suburban Gonzales, Louisiana, and I'm here with match director Yvonne Lemoyne. And Yvonne, what do we have in here today?
Well, this is our 6th annual Louisiana Gator League Section Championship. It started as a small match about 6 years ago, and it's now grown into something pretty big. We've got over 120 competitors this year, and a lot of people from really all over the U.S. And it's a practical pistol match.
Well, now, who can attend? Now, you say practical pistol, we're talking
right.
The USPSA.
Correct.
And certainly the division of the World IPSC
correct.
Organization. But who can attend a match like this?
This match is sanctioned, and so anybody that does have a current USPSA membership is allowed to attend. They can come from anywhere. We advertise the match usually about 6-7 months in advance, work on it for that period of time, have a good group of people in southern Louisiana with that good hospitality and a lot of food, and they can just about anybody that's a member of USPSA can attend.
Well, let me add something. I was at the concession stand a little earlier, and I had the best concession hamburger that I ever had. Of all the shows and fairs, etc., I had the best concession hamburger that we certainly I've ever experienced. Well, it's a great day for it. The weather has turned out just perfect. Now you're going to be shooting. This is Saturday as we're taping this. You're going to be shooting through tomorrow.
Correct. We will be finishing up starting early tomorrow morning. Competition should finish around noon, 12:30. At that time, we feed all of the competitors complimentary chicken sausage and pork jambalaya. We have French bread, soft drinks. We have water provided on all the stages. We have complimentary Italian sausage that's barbecued for them to eat. Yeah, a lot of people call and say, I've heard the match is fun, but are you going to have all that free food again this year? Because that's why we're coming, but it turns out good.
Well, I do want to add that Renee from Clark Custom Guns would not let me forget about this. I mean, because they're down here shooting. Renee, yes, she is really, and she and her husband are both down here shooting, and we certainly wanted to get down. This is in the sort of the other end of Louisiana from where we're from, but this is certainly a neat part of the state, very rich in culture and certainly food, like you say. The only problem when I come down here, I always gain about 15 pounds before I can go back.
That has been known to happen more times than not. In fact, a lot of these people will be calling me complaining that they've put on a few pounds from coming down here to eat all the fine seafood. So.
Well, something else I want to compliment, realize that, ladies, here we have a lady match director, and she does not play now. I mean, she runs a tight ship here, and everyone has the utmost regard, certainly, because what Yvonne says goes, and we want to get more women involved. Of course, we're featuring Kay Clark Michalik in another portion of our program today.
Who just won the World Shoot.
Who just won the World Shoot.
We're very proud of that.
So Yvonne is here to tell you that you ladies can do it.
Yes.
Am I correct?
If I can do it, anybody can do it. I've only been shooting for 2 years. My husband's been in the sport going on 5. And Cheryl Leck from Leck's Guns in Cuero, Texas, was really responsible for getting me involved in shooting. And her and I are very dear friends, and I can't thank her enough because I have enjoyed it immensely.
All right, now pay attention out here, friends. Yvonne here is a wife and a mother.
Yes.
And of course, she and her husband have a business. You want to do a plug for your...
Right. Yes, we own Wooddale Truck Repair Service in Baton Rouge. If you're ever in there with big trucks, little trucks, we work on them all. So.
Well, so you're definitely a working family. And how long had you ever shot guns beforehand?
No, was scared to death. Thought I'd shoot my toe or something stupid like that. But started shooting, had a wonderful time. Started with just a comp 45, and I now have a 38 Super Caspian comped with Seymour scope, built by Ed Vandenberg, wonderful guy. He does wonderful work. And we used to shoot as a family. My husband and I both shot, and I had at the time, it was a 16 and 15-year-old daughter, and they both shoot 45s. So we'd travel and shoot together, and it was a lot of fun. Of course, the kids grow up. One's in college, one's a senior, and now I'm in the middle of planning a wedding for the youngest daughter, so it has been hectic. Yes, it has been hectic.
Well, our point here is that, we've got to get more women involved in the sport, don't you agree?
Definitely.
We have to, if we're going to keep these guns, because we're under assault like we've never been in this country, so we've got to. And don't your friends, when you have some of your female friends come out, don't they say, boy, this is fun? Don't they say that?
Yes. A lady came out this morning. She's from over near Pearl, Mississippi. Her and her husband are here. They just recently started shooting, and she has told me that she never thought it would be this much fun, and she wants to get more of her friends. And I immediately tell them, no disrespect, but if guys can do this, women can just get out here and knock it down and do a great job and have a wonderful time. Even if I don't shoot good, I have fun. I do have a lot of fun.
Well, as we've said many times on the program, women are so much easier to train than men because the women naturally, there wasn't a Johnette Wayne,
That's
right. So the women do not have the John Wayne, and I'm a big John Wayne fan, friends, but women typically have a much more open mind. So what we've got to do is get more women voting on our side as gun owners.
Correct.
And if you get these women out here and show them that it is fun, it's a safe sport, it's a very, have you ever seen a more polite group than shooters?
No, I really haven't. And the sport is extremely safe. That was one of the things that impressed me when my husband started shooting. I'd come out to the range and watch him shoot, and none of the firearms are loaded. They cannot be loaded until they're given a command at the line to do so, and there are 2 people following the shooter at all times while the firearm is loaded. And that is very, very safe. that impressed me. Then I got into doing the stat work, keeping track of the scores and who had shot what and who had won and things like this. And then before I knew it, I was actually behind the gun and having a wonderful time.
Great time.
Yeah.
Well, friends, we're going to walk around the course here just a little, and Yvonne's going to show us what some of the stages are, and I think you're really going to enjoy this.
Thank you very much.
Yvonne, what is it?
Right now we're by chronograph, and each competitor usually declares if they are shooting either a major or a minor load. And what we do is we have a person in charge of chronograph. He takes the competitor's firearm and fires a shot through the triangular sections down that you see in front of him, and the printout will print the speed of the ammo, and he will figure the power factor. And if the power factor is within specifications for the bullet weight, then that competitor will be allowed to stay in the major category. If his ammo fails, then of course he'll have to drop down to minor, and that does make a difference on your scoring.
And of course, here's Renee from Clark Custom Guns. A fierce competitor. An all-around nice person. She and her husband are both here today shooting.
Okay, this is stage 6. It's called Where Did They Come From? Because as the title indicates, it does have quite a lot of items that do pop up from nowhere, which leads you to think, where did all these things come from? It's kind of designed with a swampy scene. We have palmettos and moss and other things decorating the stage. And we do have, if you can see in the middle right here, that bridge that's decorated with moss, that whole platform on the bottom moves. So it tends to make you see how stable you can be while firing a gun. But it is not dangerous. It is done with safety in mind. So we do have handrails, and the competitors seem to enjoy a little challenge. We need more kids, too.
Yeah, we definitely need more kids. This young man is about to go through that. Yvonne, how old do you think this young man is?
I don't know. I would say about 12 or 13.
12, 13?
At the most. Maybe even younger.
And of course, safety is a first consideration at any match like this.
Definitely.
So let's see what this young man's going to do. He's checking his gun according to his instructions. Here in steel ring. Good job clearing malfunction.
That was a good recovery.
Tap rack bang looked like.
Good job reloading. You did good. Yeah, that looks like 45.
Friends, this is a swinging
The moving
bridge.
bridge. That gun kicks.
Yeah, it's kicking good.
That sounds like a yeah, baby, you got some match. Give me the credit.
You shooting with it. Not already. You got
Have something, Kevin? Major league fireball.
Good job.
Friends, you know, our firearms are very important in retaining our personal freedom and our personal liberty. But you know what else is just as important? One is information about what's really going on in this country and around the world. And let me tell you what, the New American Magazine is the best news magazine I'm aware of that's available in this country today. You get information on things going on around the country and around the world, and maybe even more important than that, you get information on why it is happening. And through other news sources, you just can't get this sort of information. The New American is truly a great magazine.
Johnny, how can they get the New American?
Kat, I'm glad you asked that, because they can call 1-800-727-8783. Again, 1-800-727-8783. And you can tell them that you saw it on the shooting show. You can get a 6-month subscription for only $22. And this magazine comes now every 2 weeks, comes twice a month. A great bargain for absolutely the finest news magazine available in this country today. 1-800-727-8783 for the New American. And please tell them you saw it here on our shooting show.
Shooting Show will be right back after these important messages. Stay with us.
The Shooting Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
You know, friends, all of us as shooting enthusiasts should be subscribing to Shotgun News, the trading post for anything that shoots. 3 big issues monthly with literally thousands and thousands of firearms bargains. Give them a call, 1-800-345-6923, a very inexpensive subscription price. Again, 1-800-345-6923. Subscribe today. Now let's follow this shooter about to come up through here.
Don't try to lose my wrench. That's the lock to the big nuts on that thing. After it's so wet.
He's checking his gun now.
Are you ready? Stand by.
And this is stage 5, and it was designed by Troy McManus. It's called Let's Make a Deal. There are a lot of doors, a lot of moving apparatuses on this stage. Poppers fall and trigger dropouts and flip-ups. They trigger doors opening and keeps the shooter on his toes. The shooter starts holding a pair of Groucho glasses in front of his eyes, turns around and proceeds to engage the array of targets in front of him, and proceeds on to more wild and wonderful surprises behind each door.
Are you ready? Stand by.
One of the other things that's particularly of good interest in this sport is we do have a variety of people participating. We have older people who just like to stay active and participate in the sport. We have younger kids who grow up either in families or just like to participate, and women, and just a good variety of people. And now we're with Don Kimball of STI, and he is going to explain to us some differences in the equipment that we use in this sport. We do have two types of guns. Some competitors shoot with a limited firearm and some with the open. And Don, what's the biggest difference in these two types of equipment?
Well, right here you have a limited type gun, and this happens to be the newest thing out on the market these days. You have a long dust cover and a what we call the unique slide, but full all the way down with no cutbacks. Puts a little more weight on the end. This is a limited class. This is the gun that they use in the limited class, right here. And then in the open class of gun, well, you move to guns where they have modified the guns, and not like the gun just right out of the box. And by this you can see you have different types of scopes, and I'll show you two different types here. The Seymour scope here, and you can have compensators on the end of the gun, and these are called open class guns here.
And Don, what does the compensator on the end of the gun do?
It softens, releases gases, and allows what they think. Most of these guns, you'll find that most of them shoot 38 Super in these, where you'll usually see 40 and 45 caliber in the limited class. Well, these shoot 38s, and what the compensator does is release the gases, projects a bullet. You can even have a hybrid barrel, as this one is. Here again, ports to release the gas. This one happens to have a Pro Point scope on it. Custom gun we built at STI. Notice a little purple grip on it, and it looks a little different. But this is open class gun. And that's the difference in the two classes.
Great. And you mentioned this was a hybrid gun. What's the difference between a hybrid barrel and the other ones?
Okay, and a hybrid barrel, portion down here is the compensator. It's been added to. Right here are the ports, meaning holes right into the barrel. You can see the difference there in the two, that this one has no holes there. Now, this is called a hybrid.
Great. Thank you very much, Don. And Don was our co-match sponsor this year, and of course he does know his guns, and we thank him for being here. Thank you very much, Don.
Pleasure.
We love having you. Thanks. And now we're at stage 4, and stage 4 is called Sauce Piquant. It has a Cajun theme. Shooter begins sitting behind a boat with a paddle in his hand. Then he has to get up, retrieve his gun from the boat, and engage the array of targets in front of him. Proceed to the crawfish pot and boiler to your left. Engage those targets. Come back across the range to the gator stop, and through the port wall at the gator stop, engage those array of targets. Proceed over to the jambalaya pot and engage some targets behind there. And this is called Sauce Piquant. And if
We have crawfish on the target.
yes,
Crawfish.
no, you do not shoot the crawfish. Those are called no-shoots. We decorated our no-shoots this year with a Cajun theme. Some have boat paddles, and others have crawfish on them. But the shooters do understand that these white targets with these, I guess, decorated X's, if you want to call them, do signify that as a no-shoot target.
Are you ready? Stand by. Loose slide.
Now, friends, this is sort of a different concept. Now, if Clinton, I think he's practicing, if Clinton's reelected, this is going to be the use we have for our holsters. If the Clintonians go back in office, the holsters will make, a magazine will make real good pouches for Snickers and other fine candy bars, so let's keep that in mind. And here's Brent manning the Clark table over here. Of course, some of the great Clark custom guns. Really? Oh, Rich? I would imagine. That's great. This is the Wagon Spack Gun and Reloading Supply Company here in Gonzales.
I'm Shannon from the Gonzales Police Department Explorers.
I'm Brandy Smart from the same place.
What are you ladies doing out here today?
What?
What are you ladies doing out here today?
We are picking up brass and picking
Well, I know that the folks appreciate this very much, the Ranger organization, and it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And you can see yourselves on TV next week.
Thank you.
And this is stage 2. It's called barrels. We did dress the stage up a little bit. Behind us we have extra large Cajun sizes of cayenne pepper, Tony Chachere's seasoning, gumbo filet, and crab boil. The shooters engage target arrays to the left, right, and middle of the barrels in different strings, not in different strings, but all in one string, but they are required to make a mandatory reload before they engage at these 3 different locations. And finally, we are down here at our stage 1, and this one is called Jim's Folly 2. It's probably one of the more difficult stages. It does require a weak hand, strong hand engagement. It is 2 strings. The competitors will fire at 1 pepper popper and 5 targets with 1 round each, make a mandatory reload, and strong hand engage 1 more popper and 1 shot in each target. They will stop. That completes their first string. Their next string requires 1 shot on a popper, 1 shot each on the target, a mandatory reload, and then 1 shot on the steel, weak hand, and 1 shot on each target. This does challenge the competitor. It does simulate a disabled hand to require the shooter to have the capacity to fire his pistol using his weak hand. And this is stage 1.
You know, friends, this 41 Magnum is a great revolver as long as it has good ammunition, as long as you can feed it, as long as you can fuel it. Well, a program like this takes a lot of money to operate, to keep running. You can help our program and plus save yourself some money on long-distance phone time by calling 1-800-648-8411. This is the greatest thing that I've seen in a long time, friends. It's really a great opportunity. If you would like to make some serious money or just some extra money, you can call our good friends the Garys and tell them that you saw this on our shooting program. 1-800, please write this down, 1-800-648-8411. And friends, it'll help us stay on the air, and it'll certainly save you money on your phone bill. This is the best phone rates that I have ever heard of, and we can get them through a major carrier. A lot of people think it's the best carrier, so please do it for yourselves, but please help our project.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station. You know, friends, it's rare in any field of manufacture that one particular company has a clear-cut advantage over the others. Well, in this case, it's Corbin Ammunition, Corbin Bullet Company, because they make the best handgun, long gun, and even some specialty caliber ammunition that's been real hard to get in the past. If you really want your handgun or rifle to perform at their absolute best, you need to find some Corbon ammunition. For information on where you can get Corbon, information on their product line, call them. Corbon Bullet Company, 1-800-626-7266. Again, give them a call. It's a free call, 1-800-626-7266. Trust me on this one. Corbon is the best there is.
You know, Catherine, we're hearing more and more about women getting involved shooting these guns and these handguns. I especially am very pleased about the match we went to, certainly featured on the show today, this lady match director who really knows what she's doing. But you have some information there. What do you have to tell us?
I have a script that Johnny never follows. It's about the Ladies Charity Classic Open.
Thank you very much.
It's going to be in Houston, Texas.
Thank you very much. Well, when's it going to be, Catherine?
November 17th.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's November 16th.
November 16th. I was
In
close.
Houston,
It's on a
I know
Saturday.
that. All right.
It's on a Saturday.
All right. Now, I'll tell them this.
The benefits go to Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Thank you. If you don't have a gun, it's okay, because Smith & Wesson is going to provide handguns, Federal is going to provide ammunition. You have an entry fee of $65, I believe, but you get lunch, you get free instruction, and you get to have a great time and a drawing for prizes. Well, Catherine, what are the numbers they can call about information for this?
They can call area code 713-584-9907.
Great, friends. I know a lot of the ladies would really enjoy this match, and I'll try and remain a little closer to the script. How about that?
Okay.
Okay, we have a shooter preparing to shoot on stage 3. This is called Fix-A-Flat. His first position will be putting his hand on the car. He will have a switch over the tire he has to pull to activate a rotator downrange. And let's watch him show us his stuff as he shoots Fix-A-Flat, the very first position. And that takes a lot of talent. A lot of shooters do try and cross over at the diagonals if they're quick enough. And I tell you, that thing doesn't look like it's moving very fast, but when you've got a pistol in your hand and you're trying to shoot it, it looks like it's going 90 miles an hour. He's going to shoot from position 2, which will be, he'll have his hand on a handle near the bottom, and he'll shoot through either or both of those ports. When he pulls the handle, the no-shoot swinger will be activated, and he has 4 targets back there that he does need to engage.
Are you ready? Reload as necessary and hold it, please.
And the shooter has now holstered. He's moving to his final position, which he will engage an array of targets. After he throws the lug wrench down he'll be holding in his hands, he'll have 4 targets to arrange through the port created by the lifted up trunk lid.
Saving the best for last.
Are you ready?
Saving the best for last.
Stand by. If you are finished, unload it.
I would also like to comment the CRO running the stage is Daniel Hidalgo, and he did design this course, so he's really excited about that. Well, you've seen the stages, the competitors, some of the fun that we have out here down in Gonzales, Louisiana. There are some very special people who helped to put this match together, and if it weren't for the generosity of our sponsors, I dare say this match would not be put on and be held as you see it today. Our 2 match sponsors this year were Jim's Firearms. I would like to thank Jim McClain of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for his support over the years, and also Mr. Don Kimball of STI from Austin, Texas, for his support and everything he's done for us and for this sport. Our stage sponsors this year were S&A, Briley Pistol Division. We had Smith & Wesson, Clark Custom Guns, We have Ed Vandenberg. We had Lex Guns from Cuero, Texas, and also Robbie's Food Centers from Abbeville. And Robbie's does donate quite a lot of the food that you see barbecued and cooked here, and we would like to especially thank him and also for the water and the drinks that these competitors do enjoy, provided to them at all the stages. Please come down, have fun with us one year, eat, shoot, and have a great time. Thank you very much. For the Louisiana Gator League section match, I'm Yvonne Lemoyne. Thank you.
Well, friends, I'm here at Clark Custom Guns with Kay Clark Michalik, and Kay, we certainly want to congratulate you. You just won your repeat now. This is your second world title in IPSC shooting. Is that correct?
That's right.
Well, tell us where the match was.
In Brasilia, Brazil.
That's a long way from Princeton, Louisiana.
Yes,
huh?
it is. Yes, it is.
How many competitors?
In excess of 500. The ladies had the biggest crowd of women shooters ever there, as far as the countries represented. There were over 20 countries represented just by the lady shooters, and then the men's teams were over 50 countries represented.
My goodness. Well, what kind of guns did you mostly see as far as competitive?
I shoot, of course, a 38 Super Caspian high capacity. Most of the other shooters had similar guns. There are some countries where they can't shoot 38 Supers, and they're limited to to a non-military round, so some of them had to shoot 45s, but for the most part it's the 38 Super or one of the 38 Super clones, 9x21 or 23 or whatever.
Well, now this is, of course, your trophy. Now, what is this? This is a beautiful piece of rock or what?
Yeah, well, I have trouble with my Portuguese, so all that I could figure out is they kept telling me it was a crystal. It was mined in one of the local mines down around Brasilia. I guess it is crystal in the raw form. I can't really tell you, but you're right. It's an unusual-looking trophy, and don't have another one like it. It's pretty.
Well, I'll tell you, it is really spectacular. Now, what are these medals here?
Just the gold medals that you awarded. I shot not only as an individual but also on the U.S. team. The U.S. ladies team also won, so the medals are for the team win and the individual win.
Well, now the level of competition was high. Am I correct?
It was. In '93, I believe the American women were in the top 5, out of 4. This year, Filipino lady came in second, a lady named Mary Tan, who was only like 16 or 17 years old. The next third place finisher was from South Africa. Then the American ladies got back in there, but yes, the level of competition from the other countries has really improved over just 3 years.
Well, and of course, what you're seeing is the skill level. Now, there's some talk about petitioning the Olympic Committee to have IPSC as an Olympic sport. Is that right?
That is right. Nick Alexakos, who is the president of the USPSA, announced at the banquet that is, if it hasn't already been done, that is on the slate for this year.
Well, it's certainly a great action sport, and I would certainly encourage that. In the past, friends, the Olympic, shooting is a huge sport at the Olympics, but the networks refuse to show it. Certainly in this country, they just refuse. In fact, we understand the shooting competition at the Olympics is right behind track and field as far as overall numbers of competitors, and they just refuse to show it. Of course, that's why we're on the air. We want to show it. And Kay, we certainly want to congratulate you on your win, and you folks are doing some great things, and I would think this is encouraging to other women that want to be involved in the sport, huh?
Well, I hope so. I was really pleased to see all the younger women there. Of course, I'm pushing 40 here, fixing to be 40, and to have these 16 and 17-year-olds coming up, and it's the same in the U.S. For a while there was a big gap there. There weren't many young women shooters coming up, but now I start to see them coming. The shooting sports are getting a little more recognition, and they're just finding out how much fun it is.
Well, and of course, you're an athletic person. I mean, I know you have a strict regimen because you are a professional athlete in this sense of the word. But it is a sport where women of really all ages can actually compete. Is that right?
Yes. IPSC is a little more physical than some of the other shooting sports. And like I say, at this time, it's like any sport that is just being born. By the time the young ones really get good now, in 6 to 10 years, they will be peaking probably in their 20s and 30s. Right now, I still got a little edge on them now. So.
Well, we hope that edge continues, and we sincerely, I think it's just great because this is something that is very difficult. I mean, competing with people from 20 other countries, I mean, that is a major accomplishment, and that's certainly something we're very proud that you can be on our program, and certainly you folks as one of our sponsors, we really do appreciate it, and wish you a lot of continued good luck, huh?
Thank you. I'll try it again in, 99. All right, we still have some Security 6s, Ruger Security 6s left in stock. Last time we ran these on the shooting show, I sold out of all my stainless ones, but I do have the blue ones left in both 6 and 4-inch barrels. The blues are 2 1/4. Still have several in stock if anybody's interested in those. Good gun. We also have still some of our shooting show special revolvers for 2 1/2, bobbed hammer, 38 special 3-inch barrel Smith & Wesson Model 10 revolvers with the shooting show engraved on the side. A couple of kind of specialty items here. First one is a Freedom Arms 44 revolver. Really a nice gun. This one, when I say used, it was never been shot. A man bought it and then brought it back in, fell on hard times as it were, and so we've got this one, never been shot. Still got all the original paperwork and box, of course, for $14.99.
Now that's a 44 Magnum.
Yes, this one is a 44.
Quite possibly the most accurate production 44 period.
Definitely. When you can feel this thing, it is so tight. It is. This is a work of art. A beautiful machine. And we might have some John Wayne fans out there that missed out on this. We have a John Wayne commemorative 45 Long Colt with a presentation box, and of course new in the box. Obviously never been fired, and I'll never fire it. That is for $29.95.
Now that is a real Colt single action army with a lot of gold, and
yes,
that is beautiful.
And of course John himself on the cylinder there,
and
the eagle, and
how many of those are made? Kay, you have any idea?
oh, you're gonna get me lying here. I don't know.
It's almost none.
Yeah, I mean it was a very limited edition. But I can't really tell you how many.
But one of the great, of course, it comes in a walnut case.
Yes.
There. Very nice package. Friends, give Clark Custom Guns a call at area 318-949-9884. Again, 318-949-9884. Get an information package, get a catalog, find out about these great products. Friends, what do Jim Clark Sr., Kay Clark Michalik, Jerry Michalik, and Jim Clark Jr. have in common? You can find them all at Clark Custom Guns in Princeton, Louisiana, one of the finest custom gun shops in the entire country. They offer all sorts of custom packages on 1911s and other semi-automatics, from race guns to custom carry guns. They also offer a number of different custom packages for the Ruger 1022, and also have some very economically priced new 1022s in stock. Clark Custom Guns offers some of the best revolver packages available anywhere, including action jobs on your Smith & Wesson or some other fine revolvers. In addition to custom work, they also have a completely stocked gun shop, anything from bullets to powder to accessories that you might want. Clark Custom Guns offers some shooting classes. You need to call for availability. Friends, it's certainly good for the shooting show, but good for yourselves when you call and get a Clark Custom Guns catalog. They have all sorts of things listed about their products and services and excellent prices. Give them a call. Area 318-949-9884. Again, 318-949-9884. Clark Custom Guns, the complete custom gun shop. Give them a call today. Tell them you saw it on the shooting show.
Shooting Show will be right back after these important messages. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Kelly.
Hey, and I'm Jim, and between the two of us, we've got over 40 years of hunting experience.
We're both federally certified firearms instructors.
Hey, this video is going to introduce you to the sport of black powder hunting.
In this video, there's information for both the beginning black powder hunter and the veteran black powder hunter.
Friends, this is a great black powder tape whether you're a beginning shooter or an experienced shooter. You can get it by calling 1-800-979-0161, extension 148. Again, 1-800-979-0161, extension 148. It's only $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling. So this is a great instructional tape, certainly good entertainment too.
The Shootin' Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Johnny, I want to remind you about the American Freedom Network.
That's true. I need to mention our good friends on the American Freedom Network because that is, of course, where our radio show is. They also have a terrific publication, the American Freedom Magazine. This is just an excellent magazine with all sorts of really neat articles about products that a lot of us would be interested in. You can get our radio show on, and you might make a note of this, friends, we're on a new satellite for the radio show. The American Freedom Network is on every day. They have a lot of very fine hosts, but the Judge and I are on Sundays, and of course you never know what we're going to come up with. But the new satellite is GE1. This is something new. It's west of SpaceNet 4. It's 103 degrees. It's just west there of SpaceNet 4, and it's on channel 7. Now then, the 5.8 audio is a horizontal polarity, whatever that means. So anyways, you want to make a note of that. The American Freedom Network is now on GE1. It's a new bird. It has 3 times the broadcast strength. Gets all of North America, as I understand it. It's a much better bird there for the American Freedom Network. Also, we want to mention the good folks at Barcelini & Wilkins. This is a gold coin company. They have numismatic coins. They're very nice people. They're helping to make our radio program possible. So friends, please call them, get their information package. They have an 800 number. Please write this down. 1-800-497-6531. Again, 1-800-497-6531. That's Barcelini & Wilkins. Please just call them, get the information package. It's free. And I think you'll really find that useful. So, we want to do that for our good friends at the American Freedom Network. Friends, we hope you're enjoying our program today. We're very, very pleased to be bringing it to you. Of course, you recognize my good friend and esteemed colleague here, Leroy Scott. Sir, I certainly appreciate your efforts today. We're living in strange times, aren't we, Judge?
Very strange.
At best. You know, I heard something earlier on the radio today, whereas some of the so-called conservative Republicans are conceding the presidential election already. Do you think that's proper?
I don't concede anything to anybody.
It's not over till it's over, is it?
Sometimes not then.
And sometimes not then, because regardless of what happens in the presidential election or in any of these elections, friends, we're not going to give up, because we know that we have right on our side as gun owners, as free Americans. And let me just apprise you of something. You know, the judge here is a practicing attorney. He certainly does his time on the bench occasionally, and he puts in several hours per week on this project. Sir, how much you get paid for working on this project?
Zero, zero, zero. As a matter of fact, by the time it ends up, it's probably in the negative figures.
Well, that's certainly true. Catherine, a lot of you will recognize the young lady that helps us on the program. Come in here if you would. And this is Catherine, of course, certainly is great help on our commercials. But Catherine, you devote a good bit of time and trouble to this project. How much do you get paid?
Nothing. Hey, what's that?
Well,
Catherine the Great.
well, that's really true. And friends, this is public TV and public education, and no one has asked me what I get paid. Well,
What do you get paid, Johnny?
well, nothing. Zip.
Sometimes.
Well, sometimes nothing, sometimes a whole lot less than nothing. Because of our efforts here, friends, we believe this has got to be done, and we would appreciate any help. If any of you have a business out there that can help support our shooting show family of programming, realizing, of course, it's our gospel show, our radio program, and also our shooting show. If anyone has, if you can somehow advertise with us and help us offset the cost of this, because this is educational TV at its finest, I think.
Well, as a matter of fact, Johnny, you've sunk somewhere in the neighborhood of $500,000 in this program, haven't you?
Well, that's probably true. Yes, sir. And friends, we realize that this is something that has to be done. We're here in a facility where we edit our program that is around $1 million facility that we have to rent each week, and it's high. The camera that you're watching or looking at us through now, some of these cameras run $70,000. We have, I'm looking at a computer over there, $300,000. It's expensive to do this. And a lot of the sponsors we've had on the program certainly have been great help to us. Clark Custom Guns, the New American Magazine, Corbin Ammunition, but we also have had a lot of other sponsors that we have tried to help out. In fact, we have given the NRA somewhere around $30,000 in time over the past year since we've been on that we did not charge them for, and we've tried to help a lot of other people. So honestly, friends, it is very, very expensive. And of course, when we were given the option of changing our program and no longer talking about the truth on that network we were on this this past spring and had been on for some time, well, we refused to take that option, and we want to keep bringing you the truth, to keep bringing you the essential
Now,
information.
what Johnny's leading up to is that he needs some help. He needs some money. And it doesn't make any difference. Well, it does make a big difference whether it comes in large amounts or in small amounts. But if it's enough people, small amounts will do it. Unfortunately, most people are rather reluctant to turn loose of the coin of the realm. And so it's going to have to come in medium-sized pieces at least. But the Shooting Show Gun Club has helped. And what you need to do is to take a good, hard look and see what you can afford to do, because Johnny does need it. I haven't made a dime out of this show. As a matter of fact, it's cost me a good bit in time. I know Johnny's sunk somewhere between $250,000 and $500,000 in it. He got rid of a lot of property, and he needs help. He really does. I'm trying to help with my time and occasionally with a little money. But the fact is, if everybody helped as much as I help with money, you'd be okay, wouldn't you?
Sure, sure, Judge. Just a few dollars here and there. Because, friends, you know what? I was listening to NPR, the National Public Radio station, give a pitch for help to keep them on the air. And let me tell you what, there's not a piece of programming on public television or public radio that approaches this one as far as truth and information that is so essential to keeping us as free Americans. Friends, certainly whatever you could do, we certainly can use the help. A lot of companies we've dealt with, we've tried to help them. We've done a lot of good for a lot of people, but we hope it's our turn to get a little help now.
Well, I want to remind you that the NRA will be mailing out their next issue, which ought to be in the mail now. It'll certainly be here within a week. That will give you their election, their candidate recommendations for House and Senate seats. Now, the way they've got it broken up, and believe me, I don't understand how they do this, the people in Louisiana will get just the Louisiana recommendations. The people in Texas will get the Texas recommendations, and so forth. I wish they'd give it to us for the whole country. GOA gives it to us for the whole country when they can get it out. I haven't seen it yet, and they're doing it independent of party. If it's a pro-gun legislator, no matter whether he's a Democrat or a Republican or an independent or whatever, they will issue their recommendation with him, because that's what we want. They give letter grades, A, B, C, D, and F. Unfortunately, we've got too many Fs.
Well, you know, we have a great candidate here in the state of Louisiana, Woody Jenkins, that we desperately want to talk about. Friends, he needs your vote, your support. You know, what you and I have been talking about, we've been talking with different organizations around the country, and what we really need to do, we don't need to keep our shooting show as this program a 1 hour a week. We need more time, and right now we can't afford to buy time on the satellite for that right now. We just can't afford to. But what we want to do, friends, with your help and with some of the other folks around the country, we want to establish our own gun owners network. And this way we could get in many more cable companies, we could get in many more TV stations, because we could be on all the time. And we're looking for some help on this. We're talking with people that want to be involved, and we certainly need your help. Now, this is what we want to do, because I feel like this is the only way we're ever going to be able to reach enough people to really make the huge difference that we've got to. We have to make a difference, because you know what's coming. If Clinton is reelected, there's the Arsenal license that's coming, the Brady 2 and Brady 3, all sorts of things, friends. And literally the Clintonians have in mind at the end of their next term that there will be no firearms in the hands of private American citizens. Now, speaking of that, let us just clue you in on something here. I don't know how many of you have heard about this. We talked about it on the radio show. I heard this on the radio several days ago. There's a group in Texas called the Republic of Texas, and what they've done, essentially a group of folks have decided that they don't want the federal government anymore, and they have checked out. This is my interpretation here. And a couple of their folks, their president of their Republic of Texas was arrested down, I believe, in College Station, and there was some concern because they called in about 100, or the law enforcement people called in about 100 backup troops there from the Department of Public Safety, and called in snipers and some SWAT teams. But essentially, you had some members of this Republic of Texas that went down into the police station there and demanded that those folks be released. I think they were arrested for an expired license tag. So, friends, now we're not advocating this. What we're saying is this is something that's going on, and I think that this absolutely terrifies the Justice Department. I think this would terrify the Clintonians, a movement like this, that people are saying they feel like that their votes don't count anymore in elections. They feel like that they're being left out by the system, and they're tired of it. They're not going to take it anymore. Is that your impression, Judge?
That may be what they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking, Johnny. I thought all that was settled in 1865. So if you got a few extra dollars, send some of it to support the shooting show.
That's right.
That's what we're trying to do something.
That's right.
And by the time you see this, there won't be but about 10 days or 12 days left to an election. Let's get it done. Then we can figure out what else we need to do.
That's true. Friends, we hope you've enjoyed today's program. We have run out of time for today's show. We certainly appreciate you being with us. Please remember our radio program on the American Freedom Network, now on GE1. We come on from 1 to 2 Eastern Time on the radio there. You can also get us off your local affiliates where they carry the American Freedom Network. Please remember our gospel show on Telstar 401, Channel 18, on Sunday mornings from 10 to 10:30 Eastern Time, and of course our shooting show on at night. We appreciate you being with us. We'll see you on the next program.